So my baby, crying hard as a babe could cry. What could I do? I love fantasy so much that when it was announced as the theme for this month on geekgirlpenpals.com, I was so excited. So I'm creating a fantasy tag for you. Oh. Question number 1. What is your favorite fantasy realm? Okay, I'm gonna have to warn you guys. I'm going to instinctively want to answer Lord of the Rings for literally every question. So I would initially say Middle-earth. Another idea would be the wizarding world of Harry Potter, specifically Hogwarts. I think Hogwarts would be an amazing place to just roam around, especially if you weren't a student, or if you were but you were ditching your classes and you were just kind of exploring, maybe like on the weekend, because I don't ditch classes. I would just explore on the weekend and try not to go in any restricted areas, but kind of secretly hope that I have an outgoing friend who would force me to. It would just be so cool. It would be so cool. What is your favorite fantasy book or series? This one is gonna have to go to Lord of the Rings, because to me that's what it is. It's a lot of things, but it's a series. It is a book. It is Tolkien. It is not without its flaws, but it's so comprehensive and complex and involved, and there's languages that were created for it, and just nothing has topped it for me. What type of fantasy is your favorite? There's a ton of different subcategories, and I think I really like high fantasy. That is what Lord of the Rings is, but I love urban fantasy as well. In fact, one of my favorite authors, Francesca Lia Block, does this really great urban fantasy style in her writing, and it usually either takes place in Los Angeles or New York City or somewhere very modern and recognizable, yet there's like fantasy elements in it. Another author who does this really well is Neil Gaiman. I love Neil Gaiman's books, especially his book Neverwhere. That is so urban fantasy. I love it. What is your favorite fantasy film? Meow, meow, meow. Labyrinth has been my favorite film ever since I was very little. We used to rent it all the time, and it's just so wonderful. It has so many things in it that I love. 1, fantasy. Obviously, that's the whole point of this video. 2, it is a musical. I love musicals. 3, there are Muppets in it. Yes, Jim Henson created it, so there's Muppets in it that are goblins. And not only that, these goblins are designed by Brian Froud, my favorite artist, illustrator, and they're just beautiful. Number 4, the villain is a rock star, and not just any rock star, but the late and the great David Bowie. David Bowie. What is your favorite fantasy show? Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That show holds up. It is so good, and it is long. It's not as long as some of the fantasy series that I'm not talking about. They're way too long. But it's really, really good. It even continued as a comic series later on. Through dangers untold and hardships unnumbered, I have fought my way here to the castle beyond the Goblin City, to take back the child that you have stolen. For my will is as strong as yours, and my kingdom is as great. You have no power over me. Subscribe to Geek Girl Pen Pals, and to me, Magic Cat Jenny. Chilly down, chilly down.